Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to Cafe Wish Podcast. This is In the Classroom. And today we're going to be going over, or I'm going to be going over with you, a topic that is on the anthropology of the Far Eastern origin of the Dravidians. Now, before I get into the classroom, I did a live previously talking about giving honors and double honors. So I gave double honors to the Most High, to my family, to my loved ones. And then I gave honors to people who are considered my heroes, if you will, or people who I look up to, and the trailblazers that have paved the way for Black historians, Black anthropologists. What I mean by Black African American, but Black people as such in the diaspora or diaspora. Nonetheless, so the honor that I'm giving to in this classroom is a continuation from a live that I did previously earlier this week. So the gentleman that I'm honoring in this segment or in this classroom, his name is Clyde Ahmad Winters, Dr. Clyde Ahmad Winters. And he wrote a piece called The Far Eastern Origin of the Dravidians. I started already on page 65 through 67. And just to let you know, when I'm going over the classroom, I'm going to interrupt the material just to either give my opinion on something or to look something up. Okay. I have my little laptop here and I just type in whatever. If it's a terminology, I will look up terminology. If it's a fact or if it's a statistic, or if anything that is going to enhance the classroom or the material that I'm covering in this classroom, I will do that. So going back to the material, the Far Eastern Origin of the Dravidians, page 68. And I will put the link in the description box so you can follow along as well, and read the material. All right, here we go. Origin and spread of the Kushites. The Mediterranean climate and permanent sources of water fed to an agricultural revolution in Middle Africa after 5000 BC. This led to radical increases in the population of the Sahara sometime after 3000 BC. Tribes from the Sahara called Kushites set out in their ships and colonized Asia and much of Europe due to poor ecological conditions in Sahara Africa. Going by boat, these early navigators used the stars to navigate the oceans. Once they reached a continent, they went down river systems like the Tanjong, the Tigris, Euphrates, or Indus. These folk were accomplished farmers. They also made fine black and red ware. They established new habitation sites along the river's shores to provide water for the barley, wheat, millet, and rice they brought with them. So they brought with them barley, wheat, millet, and rice. Okay. They brought this with them. Okay. The Proto-Dravidian tribes lived around a great lake located somewhere Libya. So this is in the Levant region. So you have the Proto-Kushites, known as the Proto-Dravidian, as they were making their way through sometime after 5000 BC going from the Horn of Africa, from Ethiopia all the way up to Egypt, right, which is northeast part of Africa. And then you have the Levant region, which is also northeast part of Africa, southwest part of Asia. And the Proto-Dravidian, they had lived in this area at this time, in which Dr. Winters is speaking of, in Libya, which is in the Levant, also known today's times as the Middle East. But I prefer, here at Cafe Witch Podcast, I prefer to use the historical reference that the people and the learned people who I look up to in this game of anthropology and history, they use the terminology Levant. So I'm going to use the Levant. I'm not going to use, well, if I do use Middle East, it'll be rarely. I'm going to use the term Levant. I'm going to use the term Northeast Africa, and I'm going to use the term Southwest Asia to refer to what we understand today through as the Middle East. Okay, so let me continue here. The Proto-Dravidian tribes lived around a great lake located somewhere in Libya until and a mid period arrived in the Sahara after, so until an arid period arrived in the Sahara after 3000 BC. So from 5000 BC to 3000 BC, we see the Proto-Dravidian migrating. So this is during the time where people out of Africa theory already have been migrating already. So people have been migrating out of Africa at this time for over 75,000 years. Okay. But during this time, migrations were still going on, because migrations wasn't just one event. There were a series of migrations going up and down and round and round. Okay. There were series of migrations that were done in waves, stages and phases and waves, not just one event, like I said previously just now. But what the author is saying here is that the Proto-Dravidian lived in the Levant region of Libya, northeast Africa, southwest Asia, from 5000 BC to 3000 BC. Okay, I'll continue reading here. The first Kushite settlements after those of Mesopotamia occurred in Iran. These people were called Elamites, and Rawlinson said that in the cuneiform script, this area was called Kushia. So let me read that sentence again. The first Kushite settlements after those of Mesopotamia occurred in Iran. These people were called Elamites. A scholar by the name of Rawlinson said that in the cuneiform script, this area was called Kushia. And Punitia, the Elamites inhabited Kushia, and the Medians, the original Manding speakers, lived in Punitia. So now we got the Kushias, who were the Medians, originally Manding speakers, lived in Punitia. So you had the Elamites, living in Kushia, and then you also have the Midianites living in Punitia. All right. So now we're getting more diverse of who the Proto-Dravidians are. Okay. So continuing on here, the Medians are the Austrias of Indian literature. They are the Majid or the Madagas. Let's look up what the Madagas is, because I'm stumbling through that word. Let's look it up. Like, I'm stumbling through a lot of words here, but let's look up Madagas. Okay. All right. So I looked up well, I couldn't find my Magadas, but I found a different spelling of it. So my Magadas is spelled uh Madaghas. Here in the writing is spelled Madagas. Maybe a difference of spelling, uh, but either way, going back to okay, so the resources I'm using right now is World History Encyclopedia, the Mahabharata, or excuse me, the Mahabharata, the Mahabharata. Okay, I think I'm telling it right. I think I'm telling it right. So let me just reset here. All right, so I looked up a term, um, Magas or Madagas. So let me reset. Reset. Okay. Madagas. Okay. I looked up a term Madagas and I found a different spelling for it. Here in the literature that I'm reading from, it's spelled Madagas. And what I researched here or looked up or searched here on Google, it says it's spelled Madaghas. So that's Madaghas, and it's a part of a epic or story, collection of stories entitled Mahabharata, which is an Indian epic. Okay. All right, so I'm looking at World History Encyclopedia. The term Mahabharata. And this article on World History Encyclopedia was authored by Anidita Basu. Okay. The Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic where the main story revolves around two branches of a family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, who in the Kurukshetra war battled for the throne of Hastinapura. Interwoven into the narrative are several smaller stories about people dead or living and philosophical discourse. So it's an epic. So it's a series of stories, which is typically mythology, but the mythology contains kernels of truth, bits of facts, of history, some science, and once again, some good old storytelling. So that's what I understand here at Cafe Wish Podcast, is that mythologies are useful and they are good. They're not complete lies, okay? Some are, but most mythologies coming from antiquity times, usually it has pieces of truth or kernels of truth mixed in with facts about people or people groups, and also mixed in with some sciences, right? Some mathematics, some astrology.